Welcome, and here we are. This is Ann White with Creating Calm Within Chaos. And welcome to this Port in the Storm, your sanctuary of time. And today I am bringing you a most exciting guest, one of my friends and fellow authors in Pebbles in the Pond, Transforming the World One Person at a Time. Her name is Kimberly Burnham, and she is known as the Nerve Whisperer. And without further ado, just because I'm so excited, and with Kimberly there's always so much to talk about, I am just going to welcome her to the air. Kimberly, welcome to Creating Calm Within Chaos.
Hi, Ann. Thanks for having me on.
It is just great. And there's always so much to talk about when we get together, but one of the things that you and I have been chatting about a little bit is the topic of sensational medicine. And when you say that, I think you're talking about using the senses as a way of healing. Is that correct, Kimberly?
Yes, absolutely. Sensational medicine, really the idea that the way that we take in information through our eyes and our ears, our sense of touch, our sense of smell and taste, as well as our gut feeling or intuitive sense. But the way that we take information in can help us to heal and help us to function and feel better.
Can you give some examples on that? The thing that comes to my mind first is like aromatherapy. I use a lot of aromatherapy for healing and changing mood, but you're using all of the senses. So give us an example, even start with vision. I know that that's one of your key topics. How can our vision help us to heal and feel better?
One of the things that I'm doing is bringing together traditional Chinese medicine with the senses. So when we look at vision, how does vision relate to traditional Chinese medicine? Well, every organ or system in our body is associated with a certain color. For example, the color green is associated with our liver and gallbladder. And so one of the ways that in traditional Chinese medicine we might talk about sensational medicine is to, if you want to improve your liver health or your gallbladder health, to look around yourself. How much green? Green meaning not only the color, but grass and natural things. How much of that do you surround yourself with? As well as in your clothing. Do you wear any green clothing? Because we see what we wear, and that color sends a signal to our body. And if you follow traditional Chinese medicine, the signal that green sends to our body is to improve our liver, to improve our gallbladder.
Do you know of any other colors that you can share? What are some of the other colors that would be appropriate?
Right. In traditional Chinese medicine, there are 5 colors there are 5 elements. And the colors are yellow is the color that's associated with the earth element, including the stomach and the spleen. So stomach, obviously digestive conditions, the spleen associated with our immune system. So if you want to boost your immune system, yellow would be the color to consider in terms of what surrounds you. The metal elements are lung and large intestine, and white or like a gray smoke color is associated with the metal elements of lung and large intestine. So that if you wanted to improve your respiratory system, now is a time when a lot of people have colds or the flu. So think about white. What is around you that is white? And then there's the water elements, bladder and kidney. And the water elements, bladder and kidney, not only associated with those organs, but also fluid flow in our body. And blue is the color that's associated with the water elements. I think that's pretty intuitive that blue would be associated with water. But think of it even more broadly than just bladder and kidney. Think about it if you have an area that's swollen, right? That's too much water in that area. Or if you have dry eyes or dry mouth, that in addition to making sure that you're taking in good amounts of water, think about what in your surrounding is blue.
So
and then,
like looking at it, and then also it helps to wear it, or maybe even surrounding yourself with that color.
Right, and I often talk about vision exercises where you pay attention to what's around you, and so you could say to yourself, you could just every few minutes or a few minutes every day, you could look around yourself and say to yourself, what is around me that's blue? How does it make me feel? That I have a blue painting with dolphins in my office, and there's a lot of blue in it, and of course they're in the water, and so just looking at that painting can help to balance out things in my body. And then the final color associated with traditional Chinese medicine is the fire element of red. And the heart and the small intestine is associated with the color red, as well as the pericardium, which is in traditional Chinese medicine called the heart protector.
Mm-hmm.
So and think of it broadly in relationships where you feel like your heart needs more protection or that you are too protected. Think about the color red and how that can influence not only heart conditions, but also how open you're able to be in your relationships, in the way that you meet the world.
That's interesting. So that's the vision, and we talked about the sense and the smells. How does maybe taste or hearing affect our health with this sensational medicine?
Right. Well, if we look at hearing, we can certainly look at it from the perspective of just thinking about what am I saying as every cell in my body listens. So that whenever we say something, our body is listening. Every cell in our body is listening to what we're saying. And so the view that sensational medicine would take on this is what kind of an auditory experience are you giving your body and your cells as you answer the question, hey, how are you? Sometimes we answer it just by saying, oh, I'm good. And that may or may not be true, but that's what we're putting out into the world. And
and Kimberly, I think that when you say that too, it reminds me of people who say, I hope I don't get a cold, or I hope I don't get a headache. And I think by saying that, to me, it sounds like they're summoning it in. They're inviting it, because our system can only just hear the symptom or feel the fear, or have you ever heard those kind of concepts that they don't know negative?
Right, absolutely. And one of the things that I look at is our expectation. When we say something, which our ears and on a vibrational level our whole body feels and hears, when we put out our expectations. And one of the ways that I look at it is none of us know the future. So if we're going to predict something, might as well predict something good.